Okay, so you know that feeling, right? When you really want to get under the skin of a place and like really get what makes it special.
Yeah.
But you don't have unlimited time to do it.
Hmm.
Well, that is exactly what we're doing today. We're taking a deep dive into Da Nang in Vietnam.
Awesome.
We're going to try and pull out the most interesting and the most useful stuff for you guys from everything we've got.
Absolutely. And you have given me a lot of material to work with here.
I have,
A
yeah.
lot of articles about all the different things to do, the culture of Da Nang, and even like the practicalities, like how to get around and stuff.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to go through all of that and kind of highlight what's really fascinating
Yeah, and useful. Yeah, for sure.
about this coastal city.
Yeah, it really does sound like an incredible mix from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
It's got those big famous beaches, the Hai Van Pass, which I've heard so many great things about.
Yeah.
The street food scene looks unbelievable,
Hmm.
and it's got this kind of modern energy about it,
Yes.
which apparently makes the people there super happy.
Yeah. It's one of the happiest places in Vietnam.
Yeah, so with all of that on the table, where do we even begin?
Well, I think the beaches are probably the first thing that spring to mind when you think of Da Nang.
Yeah, for sure.
All those pictures you see and the sources specifically mention My Khe Beach.
My Khe Beach, yeah, sounds absolutely huge, stretching right down from the Sunshine Peninsula.
Yeah.
What I found really interesting, though, is that even though Da Nang is getting all these luxury resorts,
Hmm.
it sounds like the beaches are still a really important part of local life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really stressed that it's a public space,
Yeah.
a real hub for local life.
Yeah.
So people do their morning exercise there, they play games there,
Wow.
and some people even make their living there.
Really?
It talks about the fishermen bringing in their catch and selling it straight off the beach.
Wow, that's so cool.
And, like spontaneous football and volleyball games breaking out.
That's amazing.
So it's a real mixture of locals and tourists, which is nice.
Yeah, you don't want to go somewhere and just see tourists everywhere, right?
Exactly. It seems very authentic.
Yeah.
Less manufactured
For sure.
than some of the resorts that are just shut off from the local communities.
Yeah, absolutely. So it really is like part of daily life.
Yeah.
It's not just a pretty view.
Hmm.
The sources even recommend going down to the beach at sunrise
Oh,
to
wow.
watch the fishing boats coming in and people, playing games or just chilling.
Oh, yeah.
For someone who's only got a few days in Da Nang, how important do you think that sunrise experience is?
Oh, I think it's super important. I think it gives you a real sense of the city,
Yeah.
that you wouldn't get if you just stuck to the tourist attractions in the middle of the day.
Yeah. A different pace of life.
Exactly. And speaking of natural attractions,
Yes.
beyond the beaches themselves, you've got the Centrala Peninsula.
Yes. This one really stood out to me. This peninsula sticking out into the ocean covered in this dense crust.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
It's more than just a view, though, right?
Oh, yeah, there's loads of incredible wildlife there.
Yeah, I read about the red-shanked Duke Langur.
What a name.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Apparently one of the most beautiful primates in the world and endangered, too.
Wow. Yeah, so if you're into wildlife conservation
Mm-hmm.
or just seeing rare animals,
Yeah.
this is the place to be.
Yeah, imagine spotting one of those.
Incredible.
The sources suggest getting yourself some binoculars,
Good idea.
maybe renting a motorbike and exploring the peninsula.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to see some wildlife, what's your top tip?
I think patience is key with wildlife spotting.
Yeah.
And also going early in the morning or late afternoon.
Right.
That's when they tend to be most active.
Makes sense.
And obviously be respectful.
Yeah.
Keep the noise down.
Yes.
Respect their habitat.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guess maybe if you could find a local guide,
Mm-hmm.
that would really increase your chances of seeing something.
Someone who knows where to look.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great shout. So that's the nature side of things covered. But let's rewind a bit,
Okay.
because the region has such a rich history.
It does.
And particularly the Cham people seem to have had a huge influence there.
Yeah, they were really powerful in central Vietnam.
Yeah, and you can see remnants of their civilization all over Da Nang, can't you?
Yeah, you can see some temple ruins and things.
Yeah, but the main attraction has got to be the Cham Museum of Sculpture.
It's incredible. It's got the largest collection of Cham sculpture in the world.
Wow, the whole world.
Yeah, so that shows you how important they were,
Yeah.
both historically and artistically.
So for anyone into history or art, this has got to be top of the list.
Yeah, it gives you a much deeper understanding of Da Nang.
Yeah.
Not just the beaches and the modern stuff.
Yeah, peeling back those layers.
Exactly.
Right, let's move on to something I know a lot of travelers get excited about.
Hit me.
Food.
Okay, go on.
The sources describe Da Nang as a dream destination for foodies.
That's a big claim.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
But from what I've read, it sounds like they back it up.
They do. Yeah, they talk about all these seafront restaurants
Yeah.
and even better, loads of street food stalls.
Yes. I always think street food is the best way to experience a place.
It's so authentic, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And so much cheaper than the restaurants usually.
Exactly.
Plus, you get to try all these local specialties.
Yeah, one dish that kept popping up was mi kwang.
Mi Kwang.
Okay. For anyone who doesn't know what that is, can you describe it?
So mi Kwang is a really special dish from this region.
Hmm.
It's basically a noodle soup, but with thick rice noodles.
Okay.
And it's got this amazing turmeric broth.
Turmeric. Wow.
Yeah, so it's got this lovely yellow color.
I love turmeric.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
And then you've got your choice of protein, usually pork or shrimp,
Nice.
often with quail eggs as well.
Quail eggs. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's a real mix of flavors.
Yeah.
And then you get crunchy peanuts and tons of fresh herbs on top.
Wow. It sounds incredible.
It is. It's a real explosion of flavors.
My mouth's watering just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's a must-try.
Okay, so we've done beaches, amazing wildlife, incredible history, delicious food.
We're doing well.
What else is there? Oh, yeah, the Marble Mountains.
Oh, yeah, the Marble Mountains.
I remember seeing those mentioned.
They're really unique. They're these 5 limestone mountains south of the city.
Wow.
And they're covered in all these pagodas and shrines.
Really?
Yeah, nestled in caves and on the slopes.
Wow. So you've got this natural beauty and then all this cultural stuff built on top of it.
Exactly. It's an amazing sight.
I bet the photos are incredible.
Oh, they are. Yeah. The sources suggest going early in the morning.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, I guess it's more peaceful before the crowds arrive
Yeah, that makes sense.
and before it gets too hot.
Yeah.
So you can really appreciate the tranquility of the place.
Yeah.
You know, as you're exploring the paths and the caves and seeing all the shrines.
Yeah, it sounds very spiritual.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay, so for someone listening who's thinking of booking a trip to Da Nang,
Okay.
when would you say is the best time to go in terms of weather?
Well, it does have distinct seasons,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently March to May is a good time to go,
Okay.
and also September to October.
Right?
The weather's nice and warm then, but not too humid.
Perfect for being out and about.
Exactly.
What about June to August?
June to August is when you get the least rain,
Right.
and the sea's really calm and clear.
Sounds perfect for the beach.
Yeah, but it is the hottest time of year.
Right, so maybe pack some extra sun cream.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the year then?
Well, November to February is the rainy season.
Okay.
So you can get more rain then and more cloudy days.
So you've got options depending what you're into.
Yeah, if you want guaranteed sunshine,
Mm-hmm.
then stick to March to May or September to October.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind a bit of rain, then you could go anytime.
Okay, brilliant. Now let's talk logistics.
Okay.
How easy is it to get to Da Nang?
Well, it seems pretty well connected.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an international airport, which is getting more and more flights,
Great.
both within Vietnam and from other countries.
So it's easy to get to.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's also on the main train and bus routes.
Right. So
Yeah.
you could easily tag it onto a bigger trip.
Exactly.
Great. And once you're there, how do you get around?
Well, taxis are everywhere, apparently.
Okay.
And ride-hailing apps are really popular, too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to get around the city.
Cheap and easy.
Yeah. And then if you want to explore further afield,
Mm-hmm.
you can do day trips to places like the Marble Mountains,
Yeah.
the Suntrae Peninsula,
Yeah.
the old town of Hoi An,
It's amazing.
and the Hai Van Pass.
Wow, there's so much to see.
Yeah, you could do motorbike tours or car tours.
Brilliant. So you've got loads of options then.
You do, yeah. Whether you prefer to go it alone
Yeah.
or have someone show you around.
Right. We can't forget about staying connected these days.
No, especially for travelers.
Yeah. So how's the internet in Da Nang?
It seems to be really good.
Okay.
Da Nang actually has a reputation for having a high quality of life,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the connectivity is part of that.
Right.
There's free Wi-Fi everywhere,
That's right.
in hotels, cafes, public spaces.
So no need to worry about data roaming charges.
It doesn't have.
And what about when you're out and about?
You can buy a local SIM card,
Right.
or they recommend using an eSIM.
What's an eSIM?
It's basically a digital SIM card
Okay.
that's built into your phone.
Right.
So you don't need to fiddle around with a physical card.
I see.
You just buy it online,
Right.
download it using a QR code, and activate it.
So easy.
Yeah. And the best thing is you can usually keep your normal SIM card in your phone as well.
Right.
So you can still get calls and texts on your regular number.
Wow, that's so convenient.
Yeah. It means you don't have to swap SIM cards every time you travel.
Yeah. So you've got the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
The sources mention a company called Vietnamese.
Yeah.
They offer eSIMs from some of the big Vietnamese mobile operators.
Yeah, like Viettel and Vinaphone.
Okay, so they must have good coverage then.
Yeah. It sounds like it.
So Da Nang really has thought of everything.
It seems like it, yeah. They clearly want to make it easy for tourists.
Yeah, and for locals as well, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So to sum up, Da Nang isn't just a pretty coastal city.
No, it's much more than that.
It's got this incredible Cham heritage. The food scene sounds unbelievable.
Yeah.
The natural landscapes are stunning.
Mm-hmm. From those beaches to the Suntra Peninsula to the Marble Mountains.
Yeah, and it's easy to get around, and you can stay connected wherever you go.
It ticks all the boxes, really.
It really does. It sounds like there's something for everyone.
Yeah, I think so. Whether you're into history and culture or nature or just relaxing on the beach.
Or eating your way around the city.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So for you listening, what's caught your attention the most?
Yeah,
What do you want to know more about?
it's a fascinating place.
It is. There's so much to discover.
Yeah.
This vibrant Vietnamese city has got something special to offer everyone.
I agree.
So go and check it out.
Yeah, go and see for yourself.
You won't regret it.
I'm sure you won't.
Oh, so thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
See you next time.